All right, we live. All right, we're live. We're live. Make sure I got enough light in here. It's foggy outside. We live. We're live on the Shawn Harvey Morning show on YouTube. Got the flow. We're live on Facebook with the love that I thought I couldn't find. Put it on one chat. Remember this. I searched the end and yeah. Remember this? For the one that's right on mine. For the number one. Remember this. You remember this? I was here and know that I played the fool. All right. But then you came into my life and you came. All right. It's a feel good Friday. Obviously, I feel good right now. Good morning, guys. It is a feel good Friday. It's Friday, May the 16th, 2025, 2 minutes after the hour, guys. Welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. The place on earth where you get your morning started right. The chat room is wide open, or you can call in. The number is 570-982-6950. Please like, share, follow, subscribe to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Please Wake Up Team. Almost 10 years pumping. We're going to have a big anniversary about all that as well. We got some special announcements. We have, a lot going on today. We truly appreciate you, man. Thank you. I hope all is well with you and your family before we get into the show. Yeah. And what else? What else? Yeah, this is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get the morning started right. Now, before we get into the show, I want a question. I got on this old school like jean jacket that I like to wear when I run outside. I mean, and it's old as hell. I mean, this jean jacket is old. I want chat room if you're still rocking jean jackets. Do you have your little favorite jacket on a Feel Good Friday? What's that? What's that? What's that go-to jacket that you like to wear? And on this show on the Feel Good Friday, we want to talk about reviewing our mistakes. Reviewing our mistakes. You guys still make mistakes? I know I do. But when you make a mistake, do you review your mistakes? Do you take personal inventory of your mistakes? There's some people that don't even make mistakes. There's sometimes I think, what's the definition of a mistake? It's something that you don't. It's not nothing premeditated that you do. It's like an accident. It's like you don't come outside and like, you know what? I'm gonna crash my car into a bunch of cars. Some people do think that, but that's not the definition of a mistake. I mean, let's review our mistakes in life on the Feel Good Friday. Have we ever had any mistakes? What have we done with them? Did we review those mistakes? Did we take inventory of those mistakes? Did we correct them? Or did we procrastinate? And you know what I mean? Like did we make the mistake over and over again? Because they said insanity is repeating the same mistakes, expecting different results. Do we live in that kind of realm where it's a lot of mistakes being made? Let's review our mistakes for the day. Oh, wait. I was playing the joint. Wait, what was that just playing? Oh, okay. Then let's play this thing. Welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team. We're waiting for Sam. We're waiting for everybody to come in the building, and we're gonna get this thing popping. Hey. Am I going back too far back? Listen, on Monday we got special guest Jamie Robbins, co-owner of the Comedy in Harlem. He will be here on Monday. Coming up with one of our hosts. Special shout out to Todd Lawrence. Yesterday we still talking about that. That was a dope show. So moving forward, we have a lot of guests coming in to the show. And we truly appreciate you. What was I just playing? Wait, before we get into this thing, What was that? I was just playing a song. Uh, wait, what was I playing? Oh my God. Oh yeah, I wasn't. Now let me explain. Remember this one? On a Feel Good Friday. Hey, 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 hey. Come on. You remember this? If you wonder where I've been. Who's on the chat room? So you remember this? Let you know that I think for you and I can't let it go. And I'm about to play the song, play my slow jam songs. I don't know about today in this culture. Okay, back to what I was talking about. We need to review our mistakes in life. Have you ever reviewed your mistakes? Have you took a personal inventory of your mistakes? And have you made a mistake in your life and that you never did it again? I'll give you an example, and I shared this before I get into my slow jam, John. Welcome to the show, Naomi Johnson. Welcome to the show. As you say, Grand Rising. Have you ever made a mistake in your life and you never made it again? Like that mistake dominated your life to where you said, I never did it again. That happened to me. Now, I've made some mistakes in my life. Like I said, insanity is making the same mistake, expecting different results, right? So I made a mistake in my life that I'll give you one example. I don't want to talk about smoking. SennyJ being in the building. Special guest on Monday is the one and only Jamie Roberts, co-owner with his wife, Nikki Sunshine Comedy in Harlem's in the building. I made a mistake. There was one mistake I made in my life that I didn't make again. And then I'll talk about mistakes that I made over and over again. One mistake I made in my life is when I got caught driving with a suspended license back in the day. That was a mistake. It was premeditated, but it was a mistake because I knew I wasn't supposed to drive. But I got caught. I got caught with a suspended license. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your money. I got caught driving while suspended. And when I got caught that first time, that was a mistake in my life that I never did again. I never did. Well, I went through so much trauma with that suspended license that when the state of New York and the state of Pennsylvania granted me back my license, that was a mistake I never did again. But I want to talk about slow jams too. That was a mistake I never did again. It cost me almost $6,000. I shared this before, but it almost cost me $6,000 to get my license back. I thought I was supposed to pay a fine and then go on with my life, but I had to clean up all type of other issues with my license to get my license back. And that was one of the mistakes that I've made in my life that I never did again. But the number one chat room, if you ever made a mistake in your life and you did it that one time and you was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell to the no. And then I'll give you some mistakes. When I used to do drugs back in the day, I continued making that same mistake over and over and over and over again. I couldn't stop until I stopped. Until I stopped. That was a mistake that I made over and over and over and over. Some of us can identify in the chat room. I made it over and on a Feel Good Friday. Welcome to the show. I made this mistake over and over and over and over again. And thank God for Jesus, I can laugh about it today. Naomi Johnson, who was our sisters in the chat room, she can identify with that. Good morning, Shawn Harvey Jones. I want to see the hearts in the chat room. Hold on. I thought Cindy was there. I want to see let me see. Was Cindy there? It's me and my bugging. Okay. Those mistakes that you made over and over. And good morning, guys. I want to see the hearts in the chat room. Okay. I want to see the hearts in the chat room right now. Where the hearts at in the chat room. Hey, now I did make that one mistake. I made that one mistake. I made that one mistake. I was driving. I'm gonna give you an example. I was driving while suspended back in the day. Now, this was a long time ago, but it was a mistake that I made that I was like, nope, we're not doing that ever again. Where the heart sat in the chat room, hey, turned down for what? Cindy was just in the room. She's coming back in. Cost me over just about $6,000 of Shawn Hayes Jones to get my driver's license back. And I said to myself, thank God for Jesus, that will never happen again. That happened a long time ago. And I was like, nope, I cherish this privilege to drive. Now, when I was out there doing drugs, it took years. I was making the same mistake over and over and over and over and over. And y'all see my shoulders? And over again. And it took me to hit a bottom to stop making that mistake. I want to talk about slow jams. Well, before I talk about slow jams, I want to bring in everybody clap for the beloved. She's in the building.
I'm trying to save you from
Cindy,
yourself.
you, you can't save me from myself.
Not you about to go into slow jams.
Let me school you, young lady. God bless you. Because you young folks, y'all don't do the slow jams no more, and y'all don't do the bump and grind. Y'all don't do that. You ever heard this song? You ever heard this song, City?
No.
You know why you never heard that song? You know why you never heard it? Because you're not built like us old school guys. You ever heard this song? Everybody, everybody, welcome SennyJ to the show. Let's clap. God bless SennyJ. Cindy, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, Shawn. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. So happy to see you. I'm so sorry about my camera quality. I don't know. I think I dropped my phone a couple of days ago. You guys know me and my phone is like, so I dropped it a couple of days ago, but it's like blurry right now. So I don't know if there's like a little crack. Do I look blurry? I do, right?
Yeah, you gotta remove the baby oil off the lens. See, listen.
It's not. That's why I think like it's an internal problem. So you guys, I'm giving you like that dreamy state, like you're just waking up, or maybe you're just going to bed, got those on from Thursday last night. If
Yo,
you went just hard enough, I look like your dream girl. Go
oh, okay. Well,
go ahead.
gradually,
Go ahead. You see it?
yeah, we see you. We could barely see you. And like I said, you got to clean the baby oil off the lens. Cindy, listen to this
Not
song.
that. That's the easiest thing to do. You don't think I tried that?
Cindy, we can still see an image of you. You are absolutely beautiful this morning. But Cindy, let me play this song for you right here because you young folks, y'all don't do slow jams and slow dance. Alone,
Oh
I
my
was feeling rather alone.
geez.
Needed someone to lift my spirits up.
Now, Shawn,
So
please.
I dropped it on the
We can't even
dance.
hear it.
Huh?
Can't even hear it.
Oh.
All we hear is you.
Just take a glance, and this thing was more than love.
I share this.
Asked the boy, what you know about this? Said, would you like to dance? So
Absolutely.
pleased that I had. She quickly took my hand, and we danced and fell in love on a slow jam.
My question is, Shawn, haven't you heard enough of that song?
Hold on, Cindy.
Like, that would
Oh.
be my question. Like, y'all grew up
Bluetooth
with it.
connected. And we danced and fell in love on a slow
I
jam.
hold on here, but
Slow jam. This time, make it sweet. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth. We're putting on one chat room if y'all remember. Cindy, where did you go?
do
Put a
something
number.
quick.
Put a number one in the chat room if you all remember. Wait, so Cindy, come back on and say, Cindy, if you don't mind, can I play 2 seconds of this before we get into the show, if you don't mind?
I mean, go ahead.
Thank you, Cindy. But slow jam this time. I need to that. Where's my wife at? Slow jam for my baby and for me. Cindy, for my baby and for me. Cindy, you young folks don't do the slow jams no more. You smoke hookah and you sit on the couch and you look crazy in these streets. Cindy, I ask you as a young lady from a different generation, why you guys don't slow jam? I'm saying, you know what? Before we start the show, I'm bringing back I'm bringing back slow jams, and I'm bringing back the bump and grind dance, SennyJ. You young folks don't do it. We used to do it, and if it wasn't for our folks, our age, we the only last generation that still dance. You young folks don't dance. You sit there and twerk and high step it. We still got the line dances going. We still doing the dance. You young folks don't dance. Cindy, my question to you is this before we start this show, and welcome to the Shawnee Place on Earth. Where do you get your morning started? Special guest next Monday, Jamie Roberts from Comedy Hall. Cindy, why you young folks don't dance no more?
Young folks dance. You just don't know how to do the dance they do.
What are they doing?
They're doing different dances,
What kind of dance?
all types. Go on TikTok. They're dancing. Believe me, they're dancing. It's
Cindy,
happening. It's
Cindy.
It's just when you, because I find that too sometimes. Like my daughter, she just put me on. I don't know what this girl's name is, but she has this song called Whim Wham, and it and I mean, would I have put it on? No, because it did come across my, on the Spotify, and I was like,
Right.
she was like, no, mom, this is it. Like, leave it. So I was like, okay, let me, because I'm still in the club. So I'm like, let me see.
Right.
And put it on. We was bumping it. You have to turn the music up because it's the beat that really gets you going.
Really?
Because the lyrics are trash. The lyrics are absolute trash, but she did a really good job. I mean,
Cindy,
the person with
with what? We can't hear you. Guys, I don't know what Cindy's talking about. And I want to know because I want to know culturally what these young folks are doing out here. And Cindy, to me, is she's a young mom with a young daughter, but these young folks don't know nothing. Put a number one in the chat room if you remember that. This time make it sweet. I want to bring it back. I need to, I need to dance with something. It's my wife. Is she still in here? I need put a number one in the chat.
my about that.
Where is my wife? I need to dance with something.
You need to dance with something.
Yeah, when I hear Cindy, let me ask you a question. When the last time you got your slow jam dance on? When the last time you got your bump and grind on? When the last Cindy, let me back up. When the last time you held let me get some. When the last when the last time when the last time you got your grind on like this, Cindy? When the last time you was in the club? Hold on, my wife ain't around. Wait, Cindy. You want to see me get my little bump and grind on, Cindy, before we start?
I don't.
Okay, look, you're gonna get it.
Them a pee.
Look, Cindy, you gotta get in the hips right there. You gotta. Cindy, when the last time? Let me move my flare back. Cindy J. When the last time you got your bump and grind on, Cindy?
Well, first of all, nobody's dancing in the club, so there's nobody to bump and grind with.
Cindy, that's the point that I'm making. Us older folks are the last generation of dancers. Young folks don't dance no more. That's the point I'm making. You even validated that point. You said you don't even do. Cindy, when the last time you slow
That
jam
type
and
of thing. Are the artists making bump, slow, grinding music? No. The artists are not putting it out because nobody wants to hear that.
wait, whoa,
Because
Cindy,
nobody's love. They about get money and put it on my.
Cindy,
Nobody's in love. Men are not trying to woo women. All those songs were about loving women, taking them out, giving them that, get out your panties. Now they don't care. These men ain't putting in our panties. They want to be left alone and
Cindy.
so they're not making that music. Now you got the rap girls out there. And they telling us to go out there and get it.
Yeah, but Cindy, you gotta understand the power of the lyrics and also the intimacy of the contact with two individuals that get link up with each other on the dance floor. And the young man is looking good, grown, smells good. The young lady's looking good back in the day. And the DJ would play these slow jams, and then we would straddle up against each other, and then we start moving. Ladies in the chat room this morning, put a number one in the chat room if you appreciate a slow jam song with a little bump and grind. Put a number one, fellas, put a number one in the chat room if you grab something, you snuggled up on something, and you got your hips moving, and you and the lady dancing. Hold on, I know we got to start the show, but Cindy, hold on. Let me just marinate on this thing.
There's nothing to marinate on. What are you talking about?
I knew you were the man. My world around and make my dreams come true. Cindy, I want to make your dreams come true.
Why don't you go take your wife out and go slow grind on her?
Exactly. If she was
Where
here
you
right
go?
now, I would.
Where you go? So where you gonna take her?
I
Take
go.
where you
I
her where they're doing the slow grinding.
okay. I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay.
On every Saturday night, well, we haven't been there in a while, but every Saturday night, Cindy, in Allentown, in this bowling alley, that next to the bowling alley, there's a bar, a club, and the older folks come out and party. So a friend of mine invited me and said, "Bring your wife." So I said to her, my wife is 19 years younger than me. So I said to her, I said, "Listen, I would love for you to come with me here. It's gonna be some older folks there. Yeah, I don't know if this is your vibe, but I've been invited, and I would love for you to come with me." She
Right.
said, "No, I'll come with you." No.
Right.
And Cindy, we got there, and literally, my wife was the youngest person in there. And Cindy, don't you know? I said, "You sure you're all right in here?" Because I was feeling a little inadequate because I was there with folks my age group, and she was like I said, I was feeling weird. She goes, "Nah, we
My
good."
alarm may go off.
And
Can
Cindy,
you
guess
hear me?
what? Guess what? They started playing these slow
I hate
jams
that.
and started dancing. And don't you know? I had my wife snaggled up in the corner, guys. I had her snaggled up in the corner. Is she still here? I said, and we had a good time. And she appreciates a slow jam. Hold on. Still there? Hold on. Oh, there. You appreciate a good slow jam, right? Hello? You appreciate a good slow jam, right? Of course. See,
Happened to my phone.
we're gonna start the show. I just yelled at my wife real quick and asked her, not yelled at, I just said, asked her, does she appreciate a good slow jam? You know what she said? Because she's about to walk out the door, she's taking her son to school. She said, "Of course, I appreciate a good slow jam." And see, when we went to that club, they do it every Friday night. This is where the older folks come out. Jacob Holmes and that, all these old guys, and they ladies and they wives. And Cindy, my wife and I was sitting in the back of that club. She'll tell you right now. And we was like this. We were slow. We were bumping and grinding. Bumping, grind. Cindy, when the last time you bumped and grind? Oh my God. Welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you get your morning start, right? Shawn Harvey Morning Show. Featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen SennyJ. Jenny, I turn the floor over to you. I know we got a lot going on today. If you don't mind, I would love to see the hearts in the chat room. God bless you guys. We are in the building. Let's give it up. Matter of fact, let's give a round of applause to our one and only, the Queen herself, even in her blurry vision. Let's clap for the one and only SennyJ.
Hey, guys. Thanks so much. What is going on in Hollywood?
Hold on, Cindy. Wait. I want to say one thing. Hold on, one thing. Cindy, if I wasn't a married man, I think, and I want to give this to maybe the single guys. Maybe this could be a business startup with men and women, right? Men and women who are open to do a come over to the house and do a slow jam, do some slow jam music with some bump and grind for a few dollars and then leave and go to the next place. I think this could be a marketplace, and you and I
No,
need to
it
talk about.
cannot. It won't be. It won't be. They'll come for 2 weekends and then they'll stop because nobody cares.
Okay,
Nobody
continue.
cares that.
Continue on.
Um, Halle Bailey, okay, has come out. The Little Mermaid, if you guys are not familiar, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey is accusing her ex, the self-proclaimed world-renowned #1 streamer, according to himself, DDG, of physical and emotional abuse in her restraining order request. She is taking legal action against her former boyfriend. Hallie, who's 25, accused the rapper, born as Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., of physical, emotional, verbal, and financial abuse in a restraining order request filed this week. She revealed in the filing that she and DDG broke up due to his temper and lack of respect towards her. She also claims her ex boyfriend had a habit of bad mouthing her as a parent on social media because he is a professional YouTuber and blogger, Twitch blogger. And she says that this behavior has resulted in online threats and hate that have been directed toward her. And she said, I realize there is no placating Daryl. I cannot allow this abuse any longer. I cannot keep living like this. I never know when he is going to demand our son be in his mother's care and whether I will be subjected to his threats and abuse. They just most recently had a blow up where she had to take pictures. She has a chipped tooth. They were doing some sort of transfer with her son, with their son. And when she was trying to put him in, he apparently told her to get out of the car, bitch, and started wrestling her, pulling her hair. He hit her head into the steering wheel. She said the baby was crying while this was going on. They had stopped the fighting. She said she didn't want to leave the baby with him in such an agitated state, so she went with him. She stayed with him till he went to his house, told his family what happened, and then she left. The judge has granted this restraining order, and he can't even come, like, I think 150 feet within the kid, and
Damn.
he's not allowed to reference her or his son be on the stream because he was putting his son on a stream. I knew, first of all, let me find out how old DDG is, because it was funny that they put Chloe's age, but Hallie's age, but they didn't put his, which I thought was weird. Homeboy is young, immature, just very immature. And I feel like people told her when she got with him not to be with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody of her stature, she was on like, you can see the narcissism in Homeboy. Okay? She's at the height of her career, Little Mermaid, and you trying to get her pregnant? Like, it's all about the son. You out here buying your son a Porsche when he's literally 2 months old. Like, just everything that he does is just grandiose. Look at me, look at me. And you can't handle it, and you obviously can't control your temper. What is it with these men that can't control their temper? Keep your hands to yourself. I don't understand it.
Okay.
I feel real bad for her, but not too bad, because you were the same. Like, it makes it hard to support you, because look at Kiki Palmer. We were ready to ride for you, sis. And then you gonna turn around, show up with pictures of him. He's still the father of my child. And that's the same thing that's gonna happen with you, Hallie. You want everybody to rally behind you and you want to talk about the abuse. But come Halo's third birthday or whatever the case is, y'all gonna be taking pictures like a happy family, and we supposed to just for the kids.
Well,
Like, so I don't know. I
well,
don't know. I be
well,
wanting to ride for these bitches, but I don't know.
well. Let's give a round of applause for SennyJ for being more open-minded as she becomes a grown-ass woman.
Excuse
Because
me. I'm always open minded.
excuse me, let me finish.
I'm always open.
She always no you weren't. No you weren't. You
Yes, I
all
am.
back in the
It
day.
doesn't take from the fact that these
Hold
men
on, hold on.
that
Back in the day, hold on. Back in the day, Cindy was always, it's the man's fault, it's the man's fault, it's the man. Not, the woman had no accountability and nothing in this. And now that
what
we see
accountability
that,
you have to
now
take.
that,
I
now
didn't
that,
take accountability. I said don't rally for help
exactly,
and turn around
exactly.
as baby pictures. But that does not mean that she has to be sorry for anything that she
Uh,
did.
now,
Sorry for this man attacked her because he
I'm
was
not,
bumping her child in the car seat.
okay, no, I hear everything that you're saying.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. And my whole thing is, again, like I was saying, that it's good that, because as we know, publicly here on this show, you know how Cindy is. Cindy, if it doesn't matter what type of man, black man, white man, whatever. If a man do something wrong one time or whatever, he's guilty and condemned to a life of just going to just being kicked out of society. And I understand that. Now you see what's happening here. She made the fatal mistake of dealing with what's this guy's name? DGD.
Just call him DVD.
He's a freaking idiot. He's an idiot from day one. She knew it when they got together. He's an asshole. And he's trying to take her shine away. This woman is very popular, very much loved, on the cusp of being this superstar. And he has to take all the shine away from her. And then made them, I don't want to say a mistake, but they had a baby with each other. So now she got a baby with a full grown narcissist. I mean, just an overly avert narcissist. And you're right, Cindy. You can she can say all these things and have all these grievances and feel the same, assassinate this man's character. But you're right. I think she said the baby name was Halo. I think that's what Cindy said. Right, when they have a birthday party, she's going to be there. They're going to make an amends, and that's what it's going to be. And sir, can you grow up a little bit, bro? You can't handle your emotions you can't check your emotions for just 5 minutes. You can Why are you putting your hands on this woman? And why are you emotionally abusing her? And why are you financially abusing her? Like who are you, sir? In the times that we live in today, where things can happen in real time and situations that go on in life can be told right in that moment. If this was 30, 40, 50 years ago, this woman would have been suffering in silence because there was no way to communicate these crimes, because these are crimes that are being committed. But in the times that we live in today, sir, you are so overly narcissistic that you really don't care that things can be told and evidence can be proven in real time. And look at you. You got a judge. This is where you need to take personal inventory, my friend. You have a judge, another man or woman in a courtroom saying to you, don't you mention the baby mother, the child, and nothing that you do. Right there, that tells you you're a freaking idiot.
Because what are you
And
doing?
how dare you? And that's the thing with these baby fathers, because it touches the issues with me and my life. You got to deal with knucklehead baby fathers. And that's the thing that I don't understand. Just because you have a child by a woman, that doesn't make the woman your property because of the child. Where's the love for the child? So you think that the relationship is over. You could go move on. This is men or women. You could move on, have another relationship, but that woman that you had a child with is deemed your property. Who are you, sir? That's the game that you play. If you don't know the rules of the game, don't play the game. And it's unfortunate that this young lady who's a budding superstar, and Cindy just said in her report before we move on, this woman was he wanted to get her pregnant as she's on the cusp of superstardom. Sir, I know we go and we can move on, but I got someone say this. Sir, you should be in jail. You really should be. If I was the president of everything, knowing that I've been through stuff like this, you're going to jail for 10 years for being an asshole. Narcissism need to be I know it's a mental, Cindy mentioned the word narcissism, right? I think narcissism is a mental disorder, right? And I think that you should be in jail. I think that people that have narcissism should be locked up. I'm sorry, City, that this woman, no, I am sorry that this woman is going through this. She shouldn't be going through this. She's 25 years old. She got a kid by this guy. And you know what? You should lose all your followings on social media. I don't think, no, if people that are his supporters, you shouldn't even follow this dude. Why are you following a guy that's abusing his baby's mother like this?
Because his followers hate women.
Well, that might be valid. Or why are you? So the question to the follower is, and if you know this, why are you following them? I wouldn't follow a dude like this. But then again, I listen to R. Kelly music, so who am I to talk? And I still listen to Diddy music, and hashtag free Diddy. I hashtag free Diddy. And so who am I?
I know you lying.
You know what I'm saying? I might be contradicting myself right now, but I just don't like the fact that this man is abusing this woman like this. Why are you doing this?
Like, Kelly is so. And you know what kills me about the whole DV situation? Because it's such a big conversation now and everything else like that. They always ask, why doesn't the woman leave? Or the man, whoever's getting abused, why don't they leave? Why don't they ever say, why don't the abuser just go away?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why don't y'all always say, why don't y'all just leave her alone?
I hate when people say that so simply, like just to say, why don't you just leave? It's not that simple, everybody.
I mean, apparently it is, Shawn.
It's really not that simple. Look at the abuser, her let's say with the women, because more women get abused than men. Think about put yourself in this woman's position, guys. It must be a horrific position to be in. Excuse me?
Jobs right now getting abused.
Say that again?
Y'all ain't have a raise in 5 years.
And you're getting abused.
And y'all won't quit that damn job.
Yeah.
Y'all been in that job for 30 years.
Yeah.
Getting the same pay.
Yeah.
But you talking about.
Yeah. Right. Right. Take personal image. This is one of those situations where you got to think about it before you say things. You just can't simply say, then why didn't they leave? Shut up. You got to think about it, guys. You just can't. It's just not that easy to do that when someone is being victimized with abuse from a narcissistic man. Did you hear that? And I'm not talking about the channel. Did you hear what Cindy said? Clearly, she said that the man was emotionally, physically, and financially abusing this woman. He should go to jail and he should lose half his following. Who are you, sir? And why do you buy a 2-month-old child a Porsche? Right then, I would have broke up with you. I'd have been like, yo, I'm done. I can't do this. If I was in a relationship with a woman and we had a baby and then she pulled up, I got the porch for little Johnny for 2 months old. I'm done. I'm out of there. This is too much.
Who does
And
that?
listen, it reminds me of when Cindy had when she had her son's birthday party, and we were in front of her house in the hood, and it was like great adventures out there, and the kid was wearing $3,600 sneakers, and his other friends were looking at him like, "What's going on?"
He's living a soft life. You know, you
We
got to.
Cindy, we had like a mobile indoor entertainment system out there, the Ferris wheel, Batman the ride. We left with gifts. We left with new sneakers. Yo, a little cow had a new shirt. It was crazy. Let's support SennyJ. She made it out of that.
Because I'm mentally strong. You know what I'm
Poor,
saying?
poor Cam. Cam had on $4,000 sneakers.
Ask, ask,
I couldn't even pronounce the name. I had to Google the sneaker.
ask me where them sneakers are right now. Ask me.
Okay, Cindy, where are the sneakers right now?
In the closet. Beat the hell up. Sneakers were like $1,500.
And guys, remember, this was like 3, 4 years ago.
You were 10 years old.
so, so it's a common. It's the same. It's almost. It is a form of, and I mean, we're joking with Saint, which is a real story, but it is almost a form of abuse and a form of control when people do things like this. I'm grateful that Cindy J got out of that mess, and I hope that this young lady, at the age of 25 years old, can remove herself from this. But Cindy might be right. The birthday party might show up. Hey, we back together again. Kiki Palmer definitely disappointed us because we were all on board with this bitch. And look what happened. And even back in the day when Cindy said she confronted her friend with a boyfriend or whatever was going on, and they lost their relationship with each other. So sometimes we need to mind our business. But it is unfortunate that this woman is suffering on the hands of this idiot. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey Morning Show, featuring the Wake Up Team with the one and only, the queen herself, Cindy J. Let's give Cindy J a round of applause. God bless. What else you got, Cindy? Hold on. Wait. I don't see anybody. Cindy, are you there?
Yeah.
It's two Cindy. Go ahead, Cindy.
I
I don't know what's going I don't know what's going on there. I'm just doing the show. Cindy, I don't know what's happening over there. Go ahead, Cindy.
A kindergartner brought Jello shots to school and gave them out to students. A Pennsylvania school has launched an investigation after it said a kindergartner brought Jello shots to class. Wednesday, May 14th, the student had given out alcohol in the form of small Jello shots to 3 other students. Okay. Calling it an isolated incident, the press release by the superintendent said immediate action was taken when staff became aware of the incident and the affected students were evaluated by the school nurse. Emergency medical services transported the students to a local hospital out of an abundance of caution, where their parents were able to meet them. The shots were confiscated, and local authorities are working with the school to determine how the student obtained them. They said they want to assure families that the health and well-being of our students is their top priority. Counselors all around for everyone involved in the incident. I don't know what's going on with these kids. I think it's hilarious that people are always talking about what kids shouldn't be able to see and do and keep around. But obviously they're watching y'all. Where homeboy got the Jello shots from? And they didn't name the student, but I can guarantee it was a boy. So I'm just,
Well, Cindy, before you get into that, let me ask you a question. You know, I haven't had a drink in over 10 years, right?
right.
What's in the Jello shot, Cindy? What's in the average Jello shot? I'm asking for a friend.
No, just liquor, and instead of, you know how you make jello and you use water, instead of water, you use half water and half liquor.
Is there a preference with the liquor or any liquor?
Any liquor but vodka usually is preferred. Wasn't that your jam?
Yeah, I love the vodka. I love the cheap vodka though. The $2 vodka is throwing back. You know the fifth,
Okay,
right?
don't go back there. It's okay.
I like the Georgie. I like the Georgie liquor behind the counter. The little just throw it back. I would throw it back right in front of the guy who sold it to me in the liquor store in the state of Pennsylvania. You ain't even supposed to do that. I buy it and just open up right there, and then walk out the door and get in the car and drive. So, saying is vodka the preferred liquor for the Jello shot?
I think so. Every time I've had one, that's what it's had in it. I mean, are there Henny Jello shots? Let's. I can find out this weekend. I can make some.
Now, Cindy, have you ever made the Jello shot?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
many
okay.
times.
Now, when you made the Jello shot, have you ever had any Jello shots laying around, possibly for somebody else to take the Jello shots out the house?
Absolutely. Because when you make them, there's just so many. Because to be honest, in order to like feel it, you gotta have like three or four. So you gotta just so when you're making Jello shots, especially for a party or something going on, you need to make a lot.
Right.
It's just the fact that the kid knew what was in there and was like, let me take this, let me take this to school.
Now,
Sorry.
obviously, these young folks, when you get my age, everybody's young.
Oh,
So
they were kindergartners though. So what is that? 5?
now, say, let me ask you a question. How do you transport said Jello shots from the house to another location? How would that work? Because I would think it would melt, right? Is it something that could melt, or like how does that work?
No, I mean, it has to be really hot. I mean, I don't think they're having Jello shots in Texas, but they come with little tops. You put
Oh,
the
okay.
topper on, it comes in a little cup, and then you put the topper on it, and like a ketchup container, like a ketchup to go container.
Yes.
That's what they're in.
Oh. See, I didn't notice. It's the
Oh yeah,
boy Leslie said smeared
you
on.
took one.
Oh, see, I don't know. That's why I'm seriously asking these questions.
Oh look, this is what they look like.
Oh, okay. See, all right. So they're not in the conventional ice trays.
No, no, yeah, they're in actual like little containers, and then that's how you take it. You put the whole thing in your mouth and you squeeze it.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're supposed to take it in one shot, so you gotta like suck the jello out.
Okay, so can we
But
pause that? Put it in one mouth, put it in your mouth and squeeze it. Can we pause that?
no, and actually, that's how you're supposed to do it. If you never had a jello shot, you take the cup. I wish I had one right now. You take it out the cup, you put your finger in it to like loosen it from the edge, and then
Yeah,
you throw it back.
go it back. Right. Thank you. So God bless you, Cindy. You did that very well, by the way.
They're fun.
So, so, so this is obviously something that could easily be. Could it be? You think it could be mistaken? Like the child mistake the Jello shots and took them to school. Maybe thought it was a snack. Because if I was the parent, that's what I would have said. Like, because we get to that part. But hey, do you think that this could be an accident? Like the child accidentally took the Jello shots to school since they're so colorful and they're in these little containers that you're talking about.
Yeah, possibly. It was probably a little kid's mistake, but I don't know. I
Now,
feel like it knew that that was in there. But
okay,
you're 5. What do you know about getting drunk? Like
right.
the effects of it, you know?
So, Cindy, let's flip it to the other side. Then we'll move on to our last story because our time is already up, and I know Cindy got some good Diddy news for us. Cindy, question.
I ain't tired of him yet.
No, never. Free Diddy. Cindy, if you was administrator at the school, and let's flip it. Let's flip it from the school's perspective. Say if you was administrator at the school or someone that's in charge and the kids got the jello shots and they're being administered in the classroom and all the kids got the jello shots. No harm, no foul. You said it take about 3 jello shots to fill it, but for a 5-year-old, maybe it might take one. Penny, if you're administrator and the kid brought the jello shots to the classroom and about 10 of them had the jello shots while the other teachers are not paying attention, what would be your conclusion as an administrator for the child, for the parent? What are you doing, SennyJ?
As an administrator, I'm turning y'all over to CPS. I'm deal with you for at least 6 months. My recommendation. No jail time, nothing crazy, but we gonna get in your business a little bit. We
Damn.
figure out what little Ty is doing at home. But
Cindy, no, Cindy, no conference with the parent and like never again do that, or we definitely going that route.
no.
Guys.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna talk to the parents and I'm gonna let that one slide. Don't do that again. Cindy says she's going to another level with this, uh, and God bless her.
Because where are the parents at? You not checking little Johnny's book bag before he leaves for school? Yeah, y'all need to be looking in that book bag in the
So,
morning.
Cindy, that leads to my next question: do parents? Because I don't know, but I'm asking. Like, do parents look in the kids' book bags before they go to school?
I mean, they should. I used to check mostly on Fridays. I would check the book bag by the end of the week, like what you got going on in there. Cleaning out folders. But yeah, at least a couple times a week, I'm looking in the book bag.
Gotcha.
What you got in here? What's going on?
Gotcha. All right, welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get the morning. All right, SennyJ is reporting these folks to the state, and that's it.
Or just like busting in the door. You ever do that to your kids? I started doing that to mine, especially my daughter. I'll just come in there. I don't really do it so much to my son because I told you one time I think I caught him and I didn't want to traumatize him. I don't know if he was doing it for sure, but like it was like that fast movement under the cover, So
oh God.
I closed the door. I was like, sorry, what are you doing? He was like, nothing.
See, do you look like this? Then see, do you have this look? That's the look. See, if you had eye contact, it's like this.
And it also sucks because he always has his shirt off. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, why are you don't have no clothes on? Like, go put a shirt on. And I don't know what it is with young boys. Please, in the chat room, if your sons are walking around with no shirts on, I don't care how old they are. Like, is that a thing? Like, does he ever put them back on?
How old is he?
He's 14.
Yeah, see, yeah, he's not gonna be walking around in this crib with no shirt on like that. We're not doing that. And there's only one person in here that's busting nuts underneath the cover because, sir, you are not paying any bills to be sitting up in here busting a nut. I'm busting a. If you want to bust a nut, you better go outside and bust a nut. If I see you with this look again, then you're paying a bill, sir. Because if you need to bust a nut in here, I don't care how old you are. Take your punk ass to Wawa, get that money, and it's gonna cost you $100 a month to bust a nut. And put a goddamn shirt on, because that's the way we're not doing.
I know.
That's what you tell him, Cindy.
Well, I talked to my son I told him that,
There'd be no
life force. I told him he needs to control that urge. You don't want to just be out here, masturbating all over the place. It's not healthy. So you can be more powerful when you control that urge for yourself. And let them marinate on that because it's true, right?
Yeah.
Preserve it. Like, come on, bro. You in your room playing video games with your friends and busting nuts.
Yeah, but Cindy, you got to understand I don't
want him doing any of that.
Of course, but Cindy, when you bust your first nut, it's something. because he busted his first nut. And then he was like, oh my God. And then the body is developing. So he's like, he's doing this. Oh my God, what is this? What's like his body's forming. So he busts that first nut and it's a wrap. But like I said, if you're gonna have that conversation, you let them know. You bust a nut in here, you gotta pay a bill. We're not doing that. No, if I'm busting nuts in here, I gotta pay. Not doing that. And put a motherfucking shirt on.
Yeah, that this summer we're gonna get that down. Because I'm
This
tired
is
of
right. This is not hot boy summer. Put a motherfucking shirt on in this house that you're not paying bills in. How about that?
right. And he's taller than me now, like by like 2 inches.
Are you serious?
Yes. So I'm like, huh, like, hello, put a shirt on.
Right, right. And you got some Diddy juice on your chest. How you gonna walk around with Diddy juice on your chest and you ain't paying a bill in here? Put a motherfucking shirt on. Excuse me for cursing, guys.
Yes. Did anybody put that in the chat? Did your sons walk around with like, is that a rite of passage? Like, because because he doesn't see another man walk. There's no man here. So where are you seeing another man walking around with his shirt off? I don't know if it's maybe if he goes over his friend's dad, his friend's house, because all his other friends, his cousins, dad's in the house. So I don't know. They walk around with their shirt off. He want to feel like he a man. He want to walk around with his shirt.
Yeah, that's what it is. See,
Is
because other men are not allowing their sons or whoever man in there to walk around with no shirt on. You see how I reacted to that? You're not walking. Wait till when Kyle get a certain age. You put a shit. You are not, bro. You first of all, cash at me that 100 if you're gonna jerk off. Secondly, you're not walking through here, sir, without no shirt on. We're not doing that. See, so it's a man thing.
Oh, yeah, and see, there's no other man here to check him. So he thinking he the man.
Put that nigga on the phone right now. Put him on the phone right now. Put him on. Yo, Cam, it's your uncle. It's your Uncle Harv. My guy. I'm gonna talk to you like the way you the vernacular you used to. Sir, put a shirt on and keep a shirt on.
Thank you.
Let him see this video later on. It's your uncle. Stop walking around the house with no shirt on, sir. There are women in the house. Your sister and your mother's there.
Hello.
You can do whatever you want in the bedroom. I don't care. But when you come out that bedroom, put a shirt on, sir. Cindy, let him. I love you to death. I haven't seen you in a few years. I know you're a grown ass man now. You're 14. But in this particular house that you're in, sir, I'm gonna need you to wear a shirt when you come out that room.
Imagine me walking around here no shirt on.
Oh my God.
And no, I had that mom where you see her naked running around the house, picking some stuff up.
That's right.
He's lucky I've spared him.
Right. And you tell them again, and if you're going to walk around with your shirt on when you bring your little friends out here, you're 14 years old, I'm going to walk around here with no bra on. How about that? We all going to jail.
Now we all going to jail. I'm dead.
What else you got, Penny, before we get out of here? What time is it?
I mean, yeah, it's time to go.
Now we're done. We're done.
Okay, well, to give you a little, Dawn Richards.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, you got one more? Go ahead, Cindy. I didn't know you had the time. Go ahead.
It's just a little tidbit if anybody wanted to, because I'm not going back and reading the transcripts, but I'm on Clubhouse and there's this room where they're reading the transcripts live from the courtroom. So that's how I've been, been in the court.
Yeah.
And Cassie is supposed to be done today with her cross. However, his lawyers are dragging it out because they're saying they have all these exhibits. They said they have over 350 exhibits. Granted, exhibits are text messages, but of course the prosecution is like, y'all were supposed to have this 2 months ago. There was a big explosion in the courtroom yesterday because they say they don't have time to prepare for what the defense is cooking up. And but the judge basically overall said, we're going to move through with this and prosecution, catch up where you can. And the defense are saying that they should be done by end of day tomorrow, which would be today with Cassie. However, they do have Dawn Richards, who is a former member of Danny B. Kane. She is set to take the stand, and she.
Oh, where did she go? Oh, there she go. There she
Sorry.
go, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, she filed a lawsuit against Diddy, I think in 2024, though, regarding music. So another big day. I think the defense is really just honing in on the fact on the text messages. It seemed like yesterday they're honing in on the fact that even when Cassie wasn't with him, she was talking about, doing freaky things with him. And so they're just basically poking holes in her story. It is reasonable enough to say that, right? Because they're trying to frame it like she was like this caged sex slave, right? But then you're going out and hanging out with your friends or getting your eyebrows done, or there are instances where you are away from this person and could, have possibly been away. So that's what they're trying to focus on and trying to make this some type of, like just twisted relationship rather than, you know, an employee getting taken advantage of type stuff, sex slave, whatever.
Shout out to her husband.
Yeah, they said her husband walked out mad, but they're trying to make it seem like, oh, Cassie didn't tell him everything. I think her husband knew everything because, first of all, she wrote a book. She wrote chapters in a book that I guess she was going to publish, or maybe she just wanted to write it because she did reach out to Diddy for him to read it.
Right.
And there were instances where she was still messing with Diddy while she was with her current husband. So that was put out too. But I think that he knows that. I think a lot of the stuff that she's saying, he knows. And he still wants to be with her. And I mean, that's not, such a stretch to believe. You know what I mean? He knows that she was manipulated. But, a lot of men, they can't take that, as they say, the tape playing in their head.
Yes. That's what it is. It's the horror flick. That's why Cassie could never argue with her husband moving forward. You can't, you can't beef with him because he's just gonna come back. At least I ain't get nobody peed on my head, so it's a tough situation. Cassie, I do sympathize with what she went through. It sort of goes back to Cindy's first story with the young lady, with the YouTuber. But is this a RICO charge? Is this a John Gotti charge? Is this a soliciting sex over state lines? This is something where they offer him 5 years in jail. And I could really understand why he didn't take the government's deal. Is there any reasonable doubt here? Yes. What Diddy did was wrong, of course. Uh, there was some things that he did that were criminal, that he did commit crimes. Yes. But is this enough for a federal indictment for sex trafficking and abuse? And he only needs one or two jurors to have reasonable doubt, and that's it. He's out of there.
The evidence, isn't that what he was doing?
Yeah, but
whether somebody's a willing participant or not, doesn't listen. If I go out, right?
Yeah.
Buy weed off the street.
Yeah.
I wanted it. They wanted to give it to me. Right? But it's still illegal. So it doesn't matter. Right?
Penny, if you was,
it doesn't matter what either party wanted to do. And yes, is Cassie a co-conspirator? Yes. That is why she was granted immunity. And that is why she has to testify against him and she has to be there. Like, I just don't understand how all rhyme and reason of how the judicial system works, people all of a sudden forget.
So, Cindy, do you think that
they're using her? It's not about what it's about showing his character. She's a witness to his character, what he's capable of. what he allowed her to do. Oh, she was the one who called the escorts. She was the one who set up the thing. Yeah, but what money? What money? Who's funding her doing this? Because we all know she wasn't making music.
Right.
So who was providing her to do that?
Yeah,
Was
no doubt.
Patty flying out male escorts on her own private jet? Like, I'm confused. She's speaking to the lifestyle that was created around what he was facilitating.
Yeah, no doubt. The city. So then let me ask you this question. I agree with you 100%. And I asked Miko yesterday, I asked you today. Uh, well, before I ask you the question, let's talk about the obvious. The prosecution, they probably want a Babylonian that has nothing to do with hip hop on the jury, or and let's just say the prosecution, they probably would want a guy like me. I mean, the defense, they want a guy like me from 35 to 60 that used to go back in the hip hop days that loved the music. Kenny, if you was a juror on this particular case, which way you leaning with this? Guilty or not guilty? I will walk in the courtroom with a free Diddy shirt because he's got to get out of there, even though he has committed crimes. What he did was wrong. I do agree. But to spend the rest of his life in jail, no. So, Cindy, my question to you is this: if you were on the jury right now, from 4 days of testimony, today's the fifth day. Where would you be leaning? Guilty or not guilty? Where's your space? Where's your headspace right now?
Guilty.
Okay.
And you guilty. Listen, you was putting ejaculation on your nipples in the other room, sir. Guilty. Guilty. I don't care. You're not in your right mind. I don't care. Listen, the case is closed. Right?
Oh my God.
I don't know what. And this is the thing. You have all you, and that's what's so crazy to me. You have all this money, influence, power, and this is what how you choose to spend your time.
Yes.
And this is why. And this is why, women, okay? Another one. Don't money ain't everything. Because let me tell you something. These women who are out here living the soft life, oh, get money is not everything. Because these men that want to control you with their money, this is what they're doing in the back room. This is what you're doing. And they know it. And I think that's what a lot of people are having problems with is because they know whoever will do whatever for the right price.
Right. Well, guys, we're definitely going to follow the case. Let's take a quick consensus before we close out the show, guys. Put a number one in the chat room if we could free Diddy. Put a number two if he should be convicted of all his charges and sent right to jail. Number one, free Diddy. Number two, all out conviction. Cindy, if you don't mind, could you give me 17 number ones? Free Diddy. And Senny is on number two for full conviction. What do you guys say in the chat room? Senny, you got the last word. And thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Yes. Well, my last word is a great one. It's a celebration. I want everybody to give a warm shout out, blessing, wishes to Lydia, our beloved Lydia George. It's her birthday today.
All right.
Birthday, Lydia. Happy birthday to you. Hopefully, I get to see you later. Have lots of goodies for you. Everybody wish Lydia a happy birthday weekend.
Senny,
And I hope you guys are all staying.
Senny, Senny, I mean to interrupt you.
Mm.
Princess says, F. Diddy, free Tory. What?
Oh, please. Don't get started.
Yo, Tory needs to spend every 5 minutes in jail. He needs to spend all that time in jail. He shot that woman in the big toe, bro. And he's not even a citizen of this country. Are you kidding me, bro? And yo,
Well,
he's a great rapper. No question about it. But he was out of control on that one. Come on, Prentice.
well,
Cindy, your quick thoughts on Tory.
supposedly, Kelsey, Megan's former best friend, her bodyguard came out and is now saying that Kelsey was the one who shot Megan. And that this is but and his dad put together this big press conference referencing Tory Lanez and Jesus Christ in the same sentence. Like, please. Listen, first of all, no chart. He was convicted because whether Tory shot Megan or not, he was convicted because he's not supposed to be around guns. Okay. He was a shooter back in Canada. Okay. And they let him in the country despite his charges. Okay. Because he's not an American. He's Canadian.
Right.
You're not supposed to be around guns, sir. You're not supposed to be involved in anything like that. So that's why your ass had to go back to Canada. Then, apparently, he got stabbed up. Tory Lanez was just recently stabbed up in jail by a Mexican. He was shot up like 15 times or whatever. I mean, stabbed up. So, worry about that. Okay. And he was stabbed by a Mexican. They say it was like either a race war or something going on because he's in California jail. I don't know. Okay. But if y'all want to free Tory so bad, go free him. Go get locked up and go ride with Tory against the Mexicans since y'all care about Tory Lanez so damn bad.
Well, listen, you heard that saying? You heard that, Princess Coxno Paul? You take your punk ass out there and you free him. Now, special shout out to Lydia George. Let's give Lydia a round of applause for her birthday. And God bless her. And thank you so much for supporting the show throughout the years. We truly, truly appreciate you. And Cindy, the consensus is overwhelming. Folks are saying number 2, full conviction. I think I'm the only one that's on the free Diddy list.
Because it's like OJ. Like, you need to go down just for everything. Like, you just need to go down for everything that you've done because everybody knows about you. Damn the trafficking. You killed Biggie. Like, stop.
Oh no, Cindy. And one more thing, Cindy. Question. How long is this trial estimated? What's the estimated length of this trial?
I believe the judge said 8 weeks. Like, he wants this over by July.
Okay.
The judge does not want a long trial. He wants this done and over with. He wants it done. He's tired of the diddler as well. But you know what's interesting is every time they adjourn, they say, do not discuss the case. How can you trust the jurors to not talk about this case with anybody? That's what's blowing my mind.
Right.
How are they not sequestered?
Right. I agree with that. That shocked me. But you know what? Times that we live in today, nobody ain't got no time to be sequestered. Everybody got to get
If you were on the Diddy case, would you talk to your wife about it?
You asking me this question?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! I'm talking to everybody, but I'm calling you. I'm calling my wife. I'm calling you. I'm getting followers on this. I'm going live. I'm going live from the jury box. This is Shawn from the jury box right now, guys. Listen to Diddy. Yeah, of course. I'm milking this. We're gonna get some money. I'm coming out. Yeah. I'm telling everybody.
I think you could go to jail for that.
I don't. Oh, well.
He's like, I'm gonna try it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go live at home. There's some way you got to monetize this.
But that's why they have alternates, because just in case somebody,
act up. All right, guys. Well, she said it up to 8 weeks. I thought it would be shorter than that, but up to 8 weeks. I think Diddy's gonna walk away from this. Yeah. Is he messy? Yes. Did he do some criminal acts? Yes, he had. Is this a RICO charge? They charged him the same thing with John. They charged John Gotti. He refused the 5 years or 6 years. He's already done 7 or 8 months. I don't know exactly what it is. He has his Penny, one more question. I know we got to go. How do you feel about his daughters walking out doing testimony that was so graphic? And they just couldn't even. Do you think he should have his kids there? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know these are young adults. These are not even kids. These are young adults. Do you think it's a good idea to have the daughters there every day?
I want to say, everybody wants to say no, right? But they are grown adults, and listen. Everybody, like I said it before, you think your kids don't know, but those celebrity parties, them girls done seen some things, okay? And let's not forget, all the homes that Diddy has, they're in his kids' names. Like the house that got raided was in his oldest daughter, Chance's name. So a lot of that, after the raid happened, she was one of the only people that was allowed to go in the house because the house is in her name. So those videos that were released showing the inside, she was the one that probably had to take that video or had access to somebody else. They've seen things. You think over the years they didn't hear their dad beating Cassie's ass, or their mom Kim's ass, or seeing scantily clad people? They knew what their dad was doing. So, you know, do they want to sit themselves down and listen to it verbatim? But they're not these innocent. They don't know anything. No, they're grown. They've read the blogs. They know everything. So, but I think it is uncomfortable to sit there and hear that your dad is doing that.
Yeah.
So, again, though, which speaks to his psyche. Why would you want your kids in there? I would have been like, no, don't come. Come for this day. But you're so narcissistic. And don't think that Diddy is not sitting in that courtroom getting off on all of this. You don't think he likes seeing Cassie up there? Because mind you, he was using the freak off videos as coercion to keep her to stay, because he kept saying, I'm going to show people, I'm going to show people, I'm going to show people.
Yeah.
Now, he's showing people.
Yeah.
And sit there and talk about it, and he knows it makes her uncomfortable. So think about that. Like, you're sick. You're a sick man.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We thank you, Cindy. We extended the time, and we truly appreciate you guys so much. And I guess we all following the Diddy trial. It's too bad it's in federal court. We can't watch the live action going on. But thanks. Let's shout out to everybody that's running out the courtroom, all the media folks, and just giving us play by play, and also what Cindy talked about in her clubhouse. All right, Cindy, last word, and then we're gonna get out. Did you give a last word?
Yes, Prentice, I do have all the answers. That's why Senny says.
That's right. That's right. You as the young folks would say, Princess, you heard?
You heard that? Type shit. No, let me.
Oh my God. All right, we are out of here, guys. We see you Monday. God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Shawn Harvey Morning Show. You see, obviously with the Queen, SennyJ, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. We are out here. Cindy, stay on the line for 30 seconds. I want to say something to you. Goodbye. Wave at these folks.